Have you ever walked into a room and wondered why some people are instantly liked while you feel invisible? What if I told you that getting people to like you has almost nothing to do with being funny, confident, or charismatic? And what if the reason you feel overlooked right now is not because of who you are, but because of one simple mistake you do not even realize that you're making? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make people feel drawn to you without pretending to be someone that you're not. What if one small change in how you talk to people could make them like you almost instantly? Right now, you might feel ignored, talked over, or forgotten. And it's frustrating watching others get opportunities, friendships, and respect that you want. You can dramatically change how people feel about you, starting with your very next conversation. Most people believe being liked is about saying the right things, sounding impressive, or proving your value. The surprising truth is that doing less talking often makes people like you more. When people leave a conversation feeling good about themselves, they associate that good feeling with you. And if you miss what I'm about to share, you will keep wondering why others seem to have an invisible advantage that you do not. In a few minutes, I'll show you the exact principle that quietly separates forgettable conversations from unforgettable ones. If you've ever replayed a conversation in your head thinking you said the wrong thing, you're not alone. I used to walk away from conversations feeling awkward, unseen, and unsure why connection felt so hard. Meanwhile, I watched people with no special skills build networks, friendships, and influence effortlessly. What changed everything for me was discovering a set of timeless principles from Dale Carnegie and actually applying them in real life. These ideas have helped millions of people improve relationships, careers, and confidence. And today I'm breaking them down into a simple, practical plan that you can use immediately. Here's the plan. First, we start with the fastest way to make people like you. Second, we lock in trust and emotional connection. And then third, we make sure people remember you long after the conversation ends. And before we finish, I'll share the one habit that quietly destroys likability even when your intentions are good. Principle 1. Make people feel important. The fastest way to make people like you is to make them feel important. This doesn't mean flattery or fake compliments. It means given honest appreciation. People are starving to feel seen and valued, and when you provide that, you stand out instantly. Instead of saying,
"That was nice,"
say,
"I really appreciate how thoughtful that was."
be specific, be sincere, and say it like you mean it. When you do this, people feel understood, and understanding builds connection. In my day job, I make it a priority to follow the 5-to-1 rule. This means that I target providing 5 pieces of constructive positive feedback for every piece of constructive negative feedback that I give. And the result is that it's been effective for me to build trust with my team. I make it a point to recognize at least one team member publicly, at least every other week. And I can tell that people really appreciate it, as it shows that I notice their hard work. Principle 2, become genuinely interested in other people. Most conversations fail because both people are waiting for their turn to talk. Dale Carnegie taught that you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in others than you can in 2 years of trying to get others interested in you. Ask questions. Benjamin Disraeli, one of the shrewdest men who ever ruled the British Empire, said,
"Talk to people about themselves, and they will listen for hours."
Listen closely. Follow up on what they say. And if they mention something they care about, stay there. When you listen deeply, people feel respected, and respect leads to likability. The Bible reinforces this behavior. Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4 says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others." In a moment, I'll show you one question that instantly makes people open up. Principle 3, be a great listener. Being a good listener means more than staying quiet. It means being present, eye contact, nodding, responding to what they actually said instead of what you wanted to say. James 1:19 says, "Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Did you know that there are different levels of listening? First, we have not listening. This one's obvious. The second level of listening is pretend listening. I'm guilty of this one, as I tend to multitask often. I'm confident that this diminishes my effectiveness. The next level is selective listening. This is when you're listening, but your mind is already made up. One area we often operate is attentive listening. A dead giveaway here is that you're listening for your turn to talk. The final two categories are active listening and empathetic listening. You should focus on building capacity here. Listen with compassion. And here's a simple rule. Listen to understand, not to reply. When people feel heard, they feel valued. And when they feel valued, they like you. The one question. Here's the question I promised. What got you interested in that? This question invites stories, emotions, and meaning. People love talking about why something matters to them. And when they do, they connect that positive emotion to you. If this is already helping you, take a second to like this video. Subscribe to Building Success if you want practical advice that actually improves your life. Comment below with the biggest challenge you have when talking to people. And share this with someone who could use it. Your support helps this channel grow and reach more people just like you. Principle 4. Avoid arguments and needing to be right. One of the fastest ways to make people dislike you is needing to win every conversation. Even when you are right, proving it can cost you connection. Instead of saying,
"You are wrong,"
try this instead.
I see it a little differently.
This keeps the relationship intact while still expressing yourself. People care more about how you make them feel than who wins the debate. And coming up, I'll share the mistake that silently ruins likability without you noticing. Principle 5. Talk in terms of their interests. People care more about their own goals, problems, and desires. When you frame conversations around what matters to them, you become relevant. Whenever former U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt expected a visitor, he would stay up late the night before, reading up on subjects that he knew his visitor was interested in. Roosevelt knew that the way to a person's heart is to talk about things he or she treasures most. So ask yourself,
How does this connect to them?
when people feel understood, they lean in. Principle 6. Smile and use their name. A smile is a signal of safety and warmth. Using someone's name is one of the sweetest sounds they can hear. Say it naturally. Not too much, which is just creepy. Just enough to show you care. These small details create big emotional impact. Here's the mistake I mentioned earlier. Trying too hard to be liked. When you chase approval, people feel it. If you start using even one of these principles today, your conversations will change. People will feel different around you. And that feeling is what makes you memorable. My name is Stephen Kofer. Thanks for stopping by. I started this channel when I hit a turning point that forced me to rebuild my life from the inside out. I realized real success starts with changing your identity, not your goals. Now, I help people break old patterns, build better habits, and become the person their future can depend on. If you've ever felt stuck in negative thinking, overwhelmed by self-doubt, or trapped in the same patterns, no matter how hard you try, this video is for you. I'll see you there.